I used to suck at editing in Fortnite, but over the past year, I've been grinding to improve my skill, so here is a 5-step guide anyone can do to double their edit speed and consistency. Thanks for clicking on this video, and you need to know that Jesus loves you. One quick tip is that when you practice editing, never use a map that has everything built for you. If you do this, you won't be good at building while editing, and it will just slow you down in the long run. Anyway, step number 1 is to fix your settings. First, I'll talk about edit on release. As you can see, I have this off, and if you want faster edits up front, you can turn this on, but I don't recommend it because you'll be much more consistent with your edits with it off, and you can still be very fast without it. Next, you need a good edit bind. You want this to be a key close to your pointer finger, such as F, C, V, G, and T. I like F because it is the easiest and most natural key to reach for your pointer finger. Next, you need to make your secondary edit bind scroll down, and your secondary reset bind scroll down. This allows you to reset builds just by scrolling down, so you can get fast reset edits like this. The last setting you need is to fix your sensitivity. To find the best sensitivity, you want to be able to move 1.5 circles while using all of your comfortable mouse range. Also, the lower sensitivity you have, the more consistent you will be able to edit and aim. Before the second step, please subscribe, it helps out and it's free. Now, I'll go over the 2 fundamentals you must know to edit faster. So the second step is to master crosshair placement. Here is a quick example of bad and good crosshair placements. You want your crosshair to be tight, fast, and end in the middle. Here's how. Alright, so to work on crosshair placement, you want to go to the map, this map right here, the code is on screen. And for wall crosshair placement, you want to go over here to edit training and go to static. And basically, it will show you where you want your crosshair for wall. So basically, whatever you want to do, you want to make it as tight and as little motion as possible. See, I barely even moved my mouse to hit all 4 of the squares. And you always want to end your edit in the middle so you can shoot toward the middle. So if I'm right here, if I'm doing the top edit, you can't really do it with the top edit because of the way it is, but yeah. But if I go right here, with this one, I would end right here, like this in the middle, so I can aim in the middle. But basically, you want to practice doing all these, and for this one, they actually teach you the walls wrong. So for the big edits, the super wide edits, like these one edits, you don't want to go like this, like back and forth with 2 lines. You actually want to start here and end in the middle. And I never see anyone do this way for some reason, even though this is the correct way to do it, so you end in the middle. But for crosshair placement with stairs, basically you want to do the same thing, but you just want to go into the free build, and you just want to learn all the different edits and kind of like where you want your crosshair. For this one, it's a little bit harder to have good crosshair placement, but right here, if you want to just flip the stair, you really want to click right there and drag it to the left, or click and drag it to the right, and it will flip it. Same thing the other way, boom, to the left, or you can go boom to the right. And you really just want to practice like doing it while barely moving your mouse. Like I've been barely even moving my crosshair at all. So you want to practice moving your crosshair just a little bit. And you also want to practice doing these ones when you do the half stair, where you basically like barely move your mouse and it still works. So I'm like barely, you can see my crosshairs barely even moving. And the last crosshair thing you need to know is for double edits, mainly the cone and the floor. So when you do a double edit, if you're going down, you want to start with the right here with your crosshair at the bottom right or bottom left, depending on which side you're going. And you want to do that, and then you want to start at the back and move forward like that. And basically that'll open 2, and you want to open 2 because there's more space, and 1 you just get, usually gets it caught right there. So if you're going up, you place this, go, boom, 2, I'm barely even moving my crosshair. I only have to move it like a tiny bit. See, look, I go, and I barely even move it. So once you have good crosshair placement, you can move on to the next fundamental step. Step number 3 is to master edit timing. Edit timing is a timing between pressing your edit bind, selecting the edit, and confirming the edit. Having a good edit timing will help you hit every edit and not miss any edits at all. To do this, hop into Orange Guy's warm-up map V2, the code is on screen. And I know I told you not to use any maps with the builds pre-placed, but edit timing is the one exception to this. Anyway, here's what to do. Alright, so in this map is basically just a bunch of builds really close to each other, and literally this is the only map you want to do that has pre-builds. And the first thing you want to do is go over to speed. And if you're just starting off, you can go on very easy. Literally, it's just 1 per tile. It's pretty easy. These ones aren't too hard. But I usually always do 75% speed, and you'll see why. But when you're first starting off, you just want to pick very easy or easy. And basically, this map helps you by helping you time it. You're gonna start off slow like this, but just practice getting the rhythm down for it. And then once you get faster, once you get better, you can start going faster, where you can go. As soon as you click the edit and do this, you can do it fast, but usually you just want to get down the rhythm at first like this. And basically, you want to go slow speed so you can go as far as you can without hitting your head. See, you eventually want to get really fast. And the reason you do learn crosshair placement before this is if you have really bad crosshair placement like this, then it won't be as quick as just moving it as little as I'm moving. See, I'm barely even moving it. I don't know how I'm missing it though. But as you can see, I'm not warmed up, but this is a super good warm-up just for finger timing. And I usually, once I get halfway through the level, in any of these things, you want to switch to the other side, so I'll do this side now. Just so you can get the feel for both sides, which is super useful. Alright, once you complete it all the way and get all the way up to the top, I didn't do that because I'm just trying to show you an example. You can go to walls, and like I said, if you're just starting, you want to go to easy or very easy. And you just want to practice doing a bunch of edits, practice your crosshair placement, practice different sides. To find whichever like level you should do, you want to do one where you can consistently edit with like almost not hitting the wall. So I'm like almost not hitting the wall. And you want to practice different edits, like right here. I'm like almost not hitting the wall. If I mess up, then I'll hit the wall. But you want to find whatever map you like barely hit the wall in, so you can challenge yourself to move to the next one. And like I said, switch sides, switch edits, just so you're very versatile. And you want to do this for like 10 minutes every time you practice, because literally this map doubled my editing speed because it allowed me to actually edit faster. The last one you want to do after walls and ups is downs. And something you want to do on the ups and the downs that I didn't really tell you guys yet is that you don't just want to spam like this. Because yeah, it'll help your edit timing, but you're not really moving your mouse or joystick, so you want to do two like I was doing. And it actually just helps you get the rhythm of moving and edit confirming down. And that's what you want to do. You can literally hear my mouse clicking super fast, but if you just do this and spam, it's not going to help as much as if you do this. So that's why you want to do 2 squares. You can switch to other side, 2 squares. And you just want to do one level on the hardest difficulty you can do on each different one. Once you have those 2 fundamentals down, you can move on to the 4th step, learning every edit. If you want to be fast, you have to master every individual edit and learn when to use them. To do this, hop into Mechanics Training before code is on the screen. Alright, so to master every edit, I like to go back into Mechanics Training before. I already showed you the wall section earlier, but for walls, you can go ahead and do that. But for everything else, you want to go in here. And the main way you're gonna master edits is not by just doing idle edits like this. If you just like go here and start spamming cone edits, it's gonna help you good at actual editing. But what you want to do is you want to move while editing. If you're practicing walls, you want to move while you're practicing walls, and this will help you learn how to place builds and edit and move at the same time. And it's going to be really hard at first, so when you're first starting out, I recommend just going over here, going to 0.8 speed or even 0.6, just so you can start getting the rhythm down and start doing different edits, and you can just do different edits like this. And the key is to do it while walking. Then once you get walls pretty much down or you practice it for a little bit, you can go on the stairs. And stairs kind of interesting. You can do a bunch of different kinds of edits. You can do this flip like this, or the other thing you can do is you can flip it like this and then turn the other way and flip it. And you really just want to practice every single edit you think you're going to use in a fight. I usually use stair flips a lot in 1v1s. Practice editing whatever things you're going to use in a fight and you have used before. For floors, what you can do is you can kind of go like this. It's not as easy to practice floor edits, but they're also really easy to do, so I like to reset it and just start walking on them while I'm resetting and editing. Also, real quick comment on how you like the Nike kicks, because literally they added the Jordan kicks, and I think they're pretty cool. I'll zoom in on them so you guys can see them. But I think it's kind of weird just seeing Fortnite characters wearing Jordans. Then the last edit you want to try while walking is doing the cones. You can start doing this, or what you can do is you can do this and start like walking on them like a ramp. And remember, do both sides. You want to be ambidextrous and learn both sides just so you're good at that. But then once you pretty much get all the moving edits down, you can move on to the next step, which is going back to the main menu. Over here, you want to go use your remote to the main menu, and you want to go to tunnels. And basically, this is like building up to edit course, and basically, you're just going to fill it and then use random edits that you just practiced earlier. And your goal is just to go through these. It doesn't matter how fast you do, as long as you just practice doing them, you'll get better at editing. Right now, I'm not really trying, but if you just practice using all your different edits, practice using different edits, like right here, I can do a double edit, and then a stair, and then another stair, and then a wall, and then you just want to fill up every build possible and try to edit as many as possible. And then once you get pretty good at that, you can use it in piece control, which is if you want to start learning how to transfer into fights. Like if you're trying to transfer your edits into fights, you can practice doing this. But if you want to learn how to edit course, after you learn tunnels and learn how to do that with pre-built like walls, basically you're gonna do the same thing, but you're gonna do it in the air. So the very first step is doing the same thing where you're just doing walls and editing the walls, but now you have to place a floor. So now your brain is learning how to place a wall and a floor at the same time. So this is gonna be a little bit more tricky. Like I said, go in slow speed, but once you get this down, you can pretty much do that. You're gonna add stairs and then do a stair and a floor and a wall. And it should be pretty decently hard. Like right now, I'm kind of missing my stair edits because I don't do them that much. And then once you get those down, you can pretty much just start mixing and matching anything. Then you can start off with a triple edit, boom, boom, boom. Then not place the wall, and then you can just start going into random things. Like what I like to do, I always like to do a high ground retakes into my edits and triple edits and stuff. You can go, and then you can practice doing another thing you can do. You can build up like this, boom, and you can do a thing called a cone flip, where basically you edit, reset the cone, and then edit the cone like this, and then boom. And then you just want to practice doing a bunch of different edits that you would do in a fight, and then once you get it down, you can pretty much just like free build like this, and then just memorize different edits and stuff you can do. The last step is to transfer your skill. You can be the fastest editor ever, but what use are your edits if you can't use them in fights? So you need to transfer your skill from free building into fights. You can do this by hopping into a fighting map directly after practicing your edits. The way I transferred my skills the fastest was by playing 2v2 piece control and 1v1 realistics. And when you do this, specifically focus on using a lot of different edits and try to edit consistently while staying aware of your opponent at all times. To see what ranked mode you should play, click the video on screen. Subscribe for more tip videos. Jesus loves you, and I pray you have an awesome day.